Hey lovies, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, I am Thando Mfundisi, an LLB graduate, a model, an entrepreneur, and a beauty content creator. And for my regulars, NDT, post notification bell came. What's up? I've missed you guys so much, but the baby girl has been hustling and grinding for some bags behind the scenes, and yeah, hopefully you guys are going to get to see that very soon. So yeah, you guys will know by following me on my Instagram at Thando Mfundisi. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see what I've been up to. Oh my god. Anywho, so as you can see from the title of this video, today's video comes in a mukbang form, and today we are indulging in some Asian persuasion. I got some prawn noodles with cashews from Simply Asia. Like, I could eat this for the rest of my life. Like, this is my absolute fave, and if ever I ask you to buy me noodles, just know to get that one. Like, I tell you what's on the menu next. Like, I'm shooting this for like the second time. Like, so I got these dim sums from Saigon Suzy, and I was just like, this don't look right. Like, first of all, I Uber Eats them, right? And they get here and they're like, cool. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Okay, maybe I'm supposed to reheat them. But I'm like, wait, what if they're actually supposed to be eaten cool or cold? Because I've never had these before, and I'm having them for this first time. And the reason why I even had them is because I've been watching a lot of Korean content on Netflix, and I was like, I need to try this time of that. And I remember seeing Bobby Blanco posting eating some dim sums. So I was like, okay, let me actually have those bites from the movies, from these Korean series on Netflix. They never actually looked like they were cold. They were eaten with like a dip or like a soup. So why did these come cold? So what I did was hop on the gram, hop on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually not supposed to have them cold. So guys, confession time. Let me bring it closer. They can't eat dumplings as a quad. I was like, why does this taste like dough? Oh my god. So anywho, I got like this flavor, I think is beef and kimchi, and then this flavor is chicken and prawn. So yeah, I've already tasted them. Zikwada zinjalo. But yeah, so if you're hearing like funny noises in the background, just know that I am steaming my dim sums, right? So they also came with like this chili sauce. I don't know what sauce this is. And then there's like some salsa looking thing as well. Let me open it quickly. Like, it looks like it's got cabbage, but like the smell smells familiar. What does this smell like? Oh, this smells familiar. I'm not sure what that is. And then there's this. It looks like a yellow marrow. I don't know if it's called that, but it don't smell. It's got a strong smell. It don't smell like it. But yeah, anyway, I'm pretty excited to try this. I think I'm gonna warm this dip up and the chili, because I'm not sure if I'm actually going to eat these two. But yeah, let me quickly go warm this up, and then I'll be back with today's story time. Like, guys, this looks more accurate. This is more like what this is supposed to look like. Like, this is supposed to look like this, not what I was eating earlier on. Oh my god, I literally like had to start the video over. And inside, this is what my noodles look like. And yeah, let's just get into this video. So yeah, before getting into this video, guys, thank you so much for sharing with me your friendship breakup stories as well. And if you haven't checked that video out, do go on my profile, or I'll actually put the link in the description box so that you can go up there and actually check out that video. Because, oh guys, like, people are never ready for a chat here friendship breakups. Like, it's actually the weirdest thing ever. I'm also going to be drinking my basil seed drink with pineapple flavor. It actually looks like a chia seed drink. So let's taste it. It definitely has the same consistency as like a chia seed drink. So yeah, nothing really new there, but I really love the flavor. So let me give you guys a first bite before I get into today's shenanigans, guys, of how I was friends with someone who secretly hated me. So let me give you guys a nice bite. Can you see the prawn over there? And now for the dim sums. Like, this is my first time having these. Like, those Korean like thingies gave me so much FOMO. Give you guys the first bite. Ooh, they look really hot. Mmm. This is what I expected it to taste like from the word go. Let me grab the chicken flavor now. Chicken prawn flavor. This is not it. I just threw everything in the same bowl, honestly, because I knew I was not gonna eat everything. Guys, my dim sum collapsed. Aha, here it is. Guys, my dim sum collapsed. Like, all the flavors out. I can already tell that I'm a fan of the beef kimchi. Actually, they both slap. Honestly, they both slap. I really don't have to choose, honestly. So as I was saying, thank you so much for sharing your guys' story with me. Yeah, so I owe it to you guys to tell you about one of my friendship breakups. I had known this Han for a while because we both come from the same small town. Let me actually call it Lerato. So I've known Lerato for like a while, since I've been high school. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we met at Hudson versus Cambridge Derby Day. And in East London, like, people who go to former Model C schools tend to know each other, know someone that knows someone that knows you somehow, somewhere along the line. Like, the community is quite small. So that's how we met. And from the first day, like, we vibed and whatever. But like, I wouldn't say like we became acquainted or became friends. It's just someone that I met that day, and that was just that on that, and that was like mid-high school, right? Fine. Now, fast track to varsity, where I would say we were more acquainted. She was doing a different degree from me, but through one of her friends, who happened to be my friend, who stayed at the same res as my best friend, we all became like a clique of some sort, because the friend that she knows me through was doing the same degree that I was doing. So like, in between lectures, the works, we would all like chill together, like before, in between, after lectures, chill, chat, listen to music, you know the vibes, right? Cool. One thing about Lerato is that she is such a bubbly person. She's so lively. Her personality is like, she has such a contagious, attention demanding, strong personality, and that's also entertaining at the same time. and she's even a better storyteller. So like I literally enjoyed having her around. Like, even though I hate to admit it, like, it is what it is. No one can take away what God gave you. Like, she's just one of those people, and that's just that on that. But what I will say is that some of the stories and things that she told us had happened to her all turned out to be lies. Okay, so yeah. So how we became close was like during like the June holidays that year. We hung out and like we really clicked, because like I said, I really enjoyed having her around. I didn't have friends or people to hang out with, especially from like my varsity friends that I would say like were actually from my hometown. So she was literally like the only person that at that time I was acquainted with, and it just made sense for me to hang out with her. Like, there was absolutely like no reason for me not to hang out with her, because like I didn't know that she was traveling. And I was just like, I really like enjoy it. Like, she's fun, and like she knew like where to hang out and whatnot. And I remember that June holiday, my cousin I remember like those June holidays, my cousin from the UK literally like told me that she would be coming down to SA for the holidays, but the main reason was that her gran and her uncle were actually not well, like health-wise. So like she actually asked to come and spend some time. I don't know why she had asked, but like yeah, she literally like was like, oh my god, I'd like to like hang with you guys, rekindle, reconnect, revive the Sharp family bond and stuff like that, right? So basically she was spending most like a couple of weeks with me and my friends. So yeah. So like when my cousin arrived in East London, like she was just like, okay, the last time I was here I was like really young and we're all underage. Like, I'm really keen on like exploring East London, seeing what we can do that was fun and whatnot. And personally, like I wasn't like really outgoing, because and my parents were like really strict. So I was like, let me actually tag Loretta along, because she's good people, and yeah, she basically like is more outgoing than I am, and probably knows like all the spots that are nice to hang out at. So I was like, girl, my cousin is in town, what can we do? And then she's just like, come get me, girl, we gon' turn up, let's do it. I remember like we went out to dinners, like all expenses paid, of course. Like I'll make sure that she arrives there, I'll make sure I'll take her home, like the works, right? So literally like that was the vibe. We'd go out for dinners, we'd go out. Like I remember the one time we went to go see Babes for Tours. It was still like happening. I'm in the West End crew. Like it was really fun. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. Where I'll say like things went left was, I remember a friend of ours was having in PE, aka which is about like 2.5 to 3 hours away from East London, for those who don't know. This wasn't solely her fault, but I think where things really went left was what happened during the time we were in PE and what happened afterwards. So basically what had happened was a friend of ours was hosting us in PE. So because I had two of my cousins, I was like, guys, let's actually travel in 2 different cars. And that actually rubbed her off the wrong way, but I was just like trying to be thoughtful. But I was just trying to be thoughtful, right? Because I have 2 extra people outside of like the friends that we already have. So I later found out the reason why she was like wilding out a bit was because she was actually not even wilding out, but she was showing concern. as to how we're getting there, have I organized anyone to take us there, the works. And like there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I was just like, no, like I have these two people, so I explained to her, so let me like not add on to your guys' load. So we actually traveled in two separate cars. And they actually left ahead of us. So here's a story within a story. So I organized with my guy friends like the previous 2 nights before we actually were supposed to leave, like on the Thursday, Kubasamba, on the Saturday. But guys, we all gone to the same place. You have space in your car? Yes, we do. Can I please come with 2 of my cousins? Yes, you can. I can't be 10. Fine. The Friday, I was actually chilling with these very guy friends. And the reason why I had confidence to tell her that no, this is what's gonna happen, this is how I'm gonna move, this is how we're gonna get to PE, the words. And that very weekend, it was my cousin from the UK's birthday. Bruh. So that Saturday morning we do like last minute shopping. And now around like midday, I check up on my guy friend, but hey dude, what's going on? It's like, oh, I checked at like 10 when I got to the mall. What time are you going? Okay, no, this is a Vincent, nah, blah, 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 blah. From here, I'm just gonna go back home. Like, should we come there or you're gonna come pick us up? No, I'll come pick you guys up. Fast forward, like, the guy literally left us. I don't know why, but the guy left us and we hitchhiked to PE. Do you know how dangerous hitchhiking is? We got to PE and now we're here to honor the event. And then after that, we want to turn up because it's my cousin's birthday. Can't be tiny. When I get there, like, okay, vibes is fine. Like, people aren't vibing with us. So, me being me, the lively person, I take our bags, I put them in their car. In our car, yeah, in their car. And then I'm like, guys, like, we're here now, this is what happened. And then they're like, oh, we knew that guy would not, no. And apparently, like, the guy friend that they were traveling in actually had a romantic interest in me, but I was like, I'm not gonna entertain that because I was actually dating someone else then. I get fine. So, mind you, Lerato is now like with my friends, right? Because the people that she was with in that car is people that I introduced to her. These are my friends, and I'm still friends with. Oh, there's actually one more person I'm actually not friends with from that time, but that's a friendship breakup that happened in a different time zone, but it's whatever. But I'm still friends with most of them. I can't be tiny, it's good, it's nice, okay? So, baby girl, Sana, I film. I'm like, but why is Chingy? No, because like the hotel we're gonna go to, like we're gonna pay for our own like rooms and the works. So why is it funny? So we leave Mfundisi eventually. We go to the hotel. We try to book a room, but something happened with my cousin's credit card, with her bank card, and they were like, okay guys, we're just gonna drop our bags off with you guys, freshen up so that we don't hold you guys back, because we don't know how to maneuver in PE because we're all not from there. Fine, we changed in their bedroom, so they had like 2 double beds, and like it was really not a train smash, but like how she was like bitching about it was like we invaded their space and whatnot, and I was just like, that's so weird, because if you think about it, we are technically stranded. Anywho, so what happens is okay, we freshen up and then we go to this restaurant. It's like by the harbor. So now we are at our own table as the girls. The gents are on their table with like their hands. And the guy that she claimed was her man walks into this restaurant with another hand. So I look at her but like, dude, like your man just walked in with someone else. Like, I actually don't know what her reply was to that, but eventually, after a couple of drinks, she started acting like she was hacked. So she goes to the toilet and I follow her to the toilet. I'm like, dude, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you made a joke about it, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, no, I didn't make a joke about it. I was just like confused as to why a person you claim is your boyfriend would walk into the same restaurant that you are at with another hun. Like, what are the dynamics of the relationship? She's just like, no, do you know what that guy did to me? We haven't been speaking. The guy hit me. So I was like, I'm really sorry to hear that, because I was also going through like a similar situation at that time. And I said to her, like, I'm really sorry that happened to you, but I didn't know, because obviously you hid from us, and I had spoken to you about my similar experience, but you never shed light on what you had gone through or you were going through. But I can't be 10, like, I don't expect you to open up about something like that, like, so quickly, like, into the friendship. But I'm really, really sorry. I did not intend on deliberately hurting your feelings. Fine. So after I'm done being, I just go back to the table, and my cousin goes to the table. It's like, no. So now she's busy having a DMC with my cousin about the whole situation with the guy and whatnot. I can fine. Cool. That happens, and now, yeah, we decided to just like have fun, because I apologized. She accepted my apology. We decided to have fun. Like, now we're continuing because it's my cousin's birthday the next day. We start having shots, the works, right? Fine, we go back to the hotel room, and there's a bit of a rift, because a guy that she had now suddenly had interest in one of our other friends. And as a result, like, she was insisting on sitting in the same room as this guy, and I was just like, Thando, get out of this one. Let them sort it out, because I don't know the dynamics, like, if you get no, I said they can't or whatnot. Like, let me just stay out of this one. Who was also in the same trip. We actually, she accompanies me to the salon, because I was getting my hair braided or something along those lines. Literally, like I said, like, everyone was there, was like my friends or people that I had introduced her to, and the only person that was our new friend was Lerato. Hey dude, this and this is what's happening. So I'm like, what's going on? She's like, first she says to me, like, do you trust this girl? So I'm like, what do you mean, do I trust this girl? Like, I don't think I would have introduced her to you guys if I didn't trust her, or like we had nothing in common, or she was like a really shitty person, basically. And my friend is like, hey dude, what's happened now is that from when we were in PE, she actually, the last day we were in PE, she actually opened a group on WhatsApp whereby your cousins are not in the group, which I found odd because we know her through you. And oh baby girl now basically was saying A, B, C, and D about you. So I'm like, what was she saying about you? She was saying things like, ever since Thando's cousin from, like, this is like petty high school girl drama situation. And I was just like instantly when I heard what she said, I was just like, nah. No, Thando's changed ever since her cousin from the UK came into the country and in town. She's a bully. She wants things to go her way, blah 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 blah. And I feel like she just needs to be true to who she is, the words, because this is not the Thando that I know, blah 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 blah. Sick. Another thing is that why is it that like I never bring her around like my best friend, which is the one that I said lives out of town, that stays in the same res that the friend we met her through stays. I was just like, wow, how come? I actually feel like I need to speak like a one-on-one. I want to have a one-on-one with her, because she shouldn't be jealous of, like, I feel like she's distancing herself because she's jealous of the kind of bond that I have with Thando now. I just want to assure her that I'm not here to replace her, blah 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 blah. But guys, we all need to meet up and we need to talk about Thando's change in character and how she goes about things. I think the one that like rubbed me the wrong way was that she wants to be like, oh, Thando is posting this ringleader situation, and she thinks that she's the only one who's beautiful in this group. And I feel like you so and so are more beautiful than her, and I don't know whether it's because of the titles of the pageants that she's participated in, but I don't know why she thinks like she should be the ringleader. I'm like, ringleader? The ringleader? I was literally like so confused, like snanga piece asbatala. Like this is some high school drama nonsense. Like, so I'm like, okay, cool. After my friend tells me this, my friend is there. And I'm like, friend, you know how I go about things. If you are going to tell me this, the person who said this must also be here and you can address it fully. So I'm like, can I call this girl or should I just speak to her in private? My friend is like, I'm even sending you screenshots now of what she said. My friend, screenshots of what she said about me. And then on top of that, my friend is like, I'm going to be there because there were other things that she said outside of the group that she said in person to us when we were in PE. Bro. So I'm like, hi bro, basically. And to my friend was actually like, this thing started off from how you were not traveling with us to like a whole thing of someone literally a smear campaign of your character. I'm literally so confused, like why would she like have or rally for like a smear campaign against me when I've been nothing but kind to her. Like I've always been the one, like despite her staying like 25 minutes away from my house, I'd make sure I go fetch her. I'd make sure I go drop her off so that Coco was there at least like at ease, but like she's safe, you know what I mean? Like even her mom knew me. Like her mom even knew that I'm on my phone, like she would literally call me. So I call Lerato comes through, I'm finishing off my break and I'm like, dude, I send her a text, I'm like to her, dude, I don't understand like why, if I offended you in any way, if I did something that like bothered you in any way, like why you wouldn't address that with me? Why would you go behind my back and say all the things that you have said to my friends, like about me? Like I'm like, doesn't make sense. Like, are you stupid? But I didn't say are you stupid, but because I was still like hopeful that I'd actually get to the bottom of why she's so pressed. So maybe girl's just like, no, I never said that, blah 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 blah. No, everything was like, you're taking everything out of context. That's what I made of it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's all meet tomorrow. We'll meet at so and so's res and we'll just chill there and we'll hash things out. I get fine. Yanike Lenato was not the one chasing after me because I actually had like a promo meeting before the actual during the time that we were all supposed to meet. And then I said to her, oh, and then because I missed like our appointment by 30 minutes, she's like, no, she says to my friend, the one who, she doesn't know that that's the one that told me why it happened. So she says to my friend, but like I don't know why she's like, basically she doesn't know why I'm like even confronting her about something that I know to be true. Because if there was no truth in what she was saying about me, then I would have showed up and whatnot. And I'm like, no, I actually had things to do, so we are gonna meet. So I sent her the screenshot of it, and then she knew exactly right then who was actually telling me about what she was saying behind my back. We meet and it's just me and her because my friend actually had a picture. She's like, no, like, can't you see what's happening here? So and so and so and so, like they've been friends with you for so long, but because you and I are so much closer with each other, I think your friends might be threatened, and now I don't know, but I'm 19. No. I should not start crying and saying that people are basically trying to meddle in our friendship and break us up and whatnot. And I'm like, so I'm leaving her. So I'm like, what did you say? Then she's like, no, I was saying that like you were acting different in the sense that when you didn't want to go with us, like you changed our plans on how we were gonna get to PE. Like it was some stupid, like, guys, it didn't make sense. Like what she was saying didn't make sense, and she thought that I'd be like remorseful because she was crying, and I was just like, but this is what you said. Like these conversations have been screenshot from the group that you decided to open with my friends. And then she's just like, I'm sorry, but it was coming from a place of hurt, blah, 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 blah. I accept her apology. Later on that week, a friend of mine, a guy friend now, that I met actually during the time that I met her, I actually met him through a project that we were all a part of, like an entertainment project that we were all a part of. But we were like, I know when you guys meet in a certain spot and then everyone just becomes friends and whatnot. So the guy friend is like, what happened between you and Thando? So I'm like, what do you mean? So I basically tell him what happened, and then it's like, yo, I will not believe, I can't do phone here. Calls me. This girl was literally dogging me out. The very same person that was crying every day and saying that no, we can get through this, we're gonna work through things, at least like this is our first mishap, we can't like cancel our friendship because of this mishap. It was just a misunderstanding. In the future we'll never have misunderstandings like this, or I will know how to handle misunderstandings like this like better. Now we are like basically learning each other and how we want to be dealt with, or how we want to be treated, and like she was actually dogging me out, making me out to be this horrible person that wants to be a ringleader, that wants to be like this pretty girl, and that thinks that every guy wants her, that thinks, like, I don't know, man, like she just painted me as this mean girl. My guy friend is like, dude, I never got those vibes from you. Like, we haven't known each other for long, but I never got those vibes from you. And I just feel like this girl is either obsessed or jealous with you, because she was literally talking about this when people were literally complimenting like your Instagram, and then like she made a face and everyone was just like curious about Aibo, like why would you make a face like that? And she's like, if you continue to hang out with this chick, it's like yeah. So me, young naive me, goes back to my friend like, friend, dude, this apparently like this is like the third time I'm hearing you saying something along these lines about me. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't think you and I can continue being friends, because what's sad is that half of the things that you are talking about are actually not true, and like I just can't be friends with you anymore. I started noticing like a trend of like her trying to get people to dislike me. She was literally like trying to get people to have like all these negative ideas of who I am, what I stand for, the works. So like, because I was hearing all these things from so many different people around, like so closely together, so it was from my best friend who had absolutely no reason to lie and gain from whatever it is that she told me that happened like after PE, to this guy friend of ours saying like, dude, like stay away from this hand, because honestly like we are seeing what you're trying to push, and she is literally not happy about the moves that you're making, like pageantry wise and becoming more popular. And then thirdly, from hearing it from my boyfriend, and then my very, very best friend, who was like, dude, have you ever asked yourself where this girl's original friends are? And I was like, I called her ex-best friend. I'm like, dude, what happened between you and Lerato? She tells me, she's like, yo, Sisi, hey, you're gonna have to sit down for this one. She basically tells me that they were all a clique doing the same degree and everything, right? And her and Lerato like got close out of the clique, were the ones who were the closest the most. So she tells me that it started off when she was single, and with every guy that had interest in her, she would literally tell her, no, like girl code, like this guy was into me, or no, don't go for this guy, like he was like my first love, we even went to church together, like our families know each other, like that's how deep the relationship was. And then like, but basically like whenever there was a guy who had interest in her, she would literally claim that guy, because I mean she lived in East London and her friend didn't live in East London, wasn't from East London. So now her ex-best friend literally tells me like, lastly, or second lastly, what happened was, but she eventually secured like a relationship with a guy that was on campus with us. She would go to class and leave her to like, there was a chill area at our campus with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friend, and she was actually having a thing with one of her boyfriend's friends. And whenever like she would leave, like he would say things, she would say things to her boyfriend like, I don't know how like you date her, like she had a child when she was like 16. Like, have you seen her drunk? Like, she's a hoe when she's drunk. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, she would literally like badmouth her own best friend. And she's like, oh, lastly, her last straw for her was that like she went through something traumatic, and as a result of that she actually went to like it's actually like a rehab for people who suffer from depression, anxiety, the works. So when she was admitted, never did her best friend go visit her. While all of that was happening, she literally went out of her way to like steal the attention that she was getting from everyone that was their friend. She faked an entire engagement. She just didn't like the fact that she wasn't getting any attention. There was never an engagement. She literally bought herself a ring and she basically engaged herself. And mostly like it's everything that happened or the things that came to light after I decided to distance myself, because I didn't break up with her like straight away. Like I slowly but surely like started becoming more careful in terms of what I share with her or the space that I allow her to come into. Secondly, like whenever she would never get my attention, she would do like wild things. Like I remember one time like she called me like in the wee hours of the morning at like 2-3 a.m. crying her balls out. And I was like, what's going on? And then she goes on about how her mom hates her, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, yo, like what happened? Like why would she randomly say that? And then she tells me some stop story and I'm like, but like remember, like she obviously your mom is gonna be straight because we have been going out a lot and no parent is gonna say, kudos my child, stay out late as a girl child, and it's very dangerous South Africa. Absolutely no mom would encourage you to do that. Like that is like, so just be respectful and apologize for making her feel uncomfortable in her own home. Like Zitobe basically. Just be humble. And then the one time she literally like, we were having a DMC and like she literally spoke of her dad as though her dad was like literally alive, and she was jealous that she doesn't have that kind of relationship with her dad. But I'm like, wait friend, didn't your dad pass on? And then she's like, oh yeah, he did. And then like out of that conversation, I literally like encouraged her to go actually speak to a professional, because obviously there's some things that she's probably still recovering from. And I remember her sending me like a selfie. I remember her sending me a selfie of her outside the school psychologist, and I was like, yeah, kudos. Only to find out that she actually never went. She just literally took a selfie outside and never went inside. And yeah, but I think what became like super strange was like it had been like 2-3 months of us not talking to each other or even hanging out, and her mom like literally called me. She's like, dude, is Loretta with you? I'm like, no, Loretta is not with me. And then I'm like, no, can you try the guy friend, our other guy friend? So at again I'm like, no, Loretta actually said that she's with you. I'm like, I haven't been with Loretta for over 2 months now. Like there's no way that she could be with me. And then it's like, have you seen her around campus? I'm like, nope, I haven't seen her around campus. Like nothing. I haven't had any interactions with her. Like I last saw her like probably over a month ago. And she eventually returns home and my guy friend literally calls like, dude. I'm like, what? He's like, dude, like remember you referred this Hans mom to call me? I'm like, yeah. Dude, like apparently this chick was missing for about 2 weeks. For about a week. And she came back and said that she was with your boyfriend the whole week. I'm like, you are aware that like during test week, like I actually like technically even at home they knew that I was living with my boyfriend for that week. Like it literally didn't make any sense. So now she also disappeared again for like a weekend, and it's Monday, and came back and said that she was with my other best friend's boyfriend. And everyone is just like so confused, like why is she going around lying about us? Like there's so much that she was saying, and then she started a rumor that I was sick. And like that's where I actually drew the line, and I was just like, I literally confronted her and I was like, babes, like stop it. Like you are actually starting something that could potentially like land you in jail, and that ruins my reputation. Please keep my name out of your mouth, because like the thing is, like with rumors, they travel so fast. Like they travel so fast. In fact, guys, she's actually like high-key a sociopath. Like now guys, I know mental health is like not a thing to play around with. I wish this person nothing but the best, and hopefully like she's healed from her traumas. She has sought help, because there's absolutely no freaking way someone would befriend someone that she secretly hates. Because that's one of the things that her ex-best friend highlights. She was like, dude, when you all of you guys started becoming close and becoming a clique, I was actually surprised, because she actually hates you and all of your friends. Like the things she used to say about you guys. Actually, I think she hikey has a problem with anyone who appears skinnier than her, more popular than her, more beautiful than her. Like she would literally bash them so hard. She would call them out of their names. She would literally drag their character and personality and reputation down the mud. So like she didn't literally understand why we were even friends to begin with, because she knew that she disliked me. And she disliked the people that I called my friends. The friend that we all met her through, or who actually brought her closer into our circle, also like distanced herself from her, because baby girl actually spoke ill of her, of a guy that she had come to know and has interest in this friend. So like it's just her thing. Like she literally wants to be the center of attention. She literally like the more like she can't celebrate anyone, she can't be compassionate towards anyone, and she's willing to go as far as ruining your reputation, dragging your name down the mud. Like she has absolutely no shame, and she literally would make something up right at that spot. Like something would happen like in this room, guys. By the time she gets to the living room, what would also happen in this thing, she tells it so differently. Raja spice lies. Like for me, like for me, I think what hurt me the most was the fact that I opened up to her about something that, like my experience of gender-based violence, and she still put me in a position where I could potentially be harmed by my perpetrator again. Like that for me was just like, alright guys. But anywho, like I wish her well, and I hope she is happy wherever she is, and she is with people that understand her, and she's probably outgrown her weird ways and has probably seen a professional, because there's no way a layperson could actually like help her. Like this is someone who's faked engagements like 3 times, and I even remember the third time, like the person that she asked literally went to her house only to get there, and there was absolutely no one. It was an empty house. There was no lobola negotiation happening, and I don't even want to talk about her no more. Like I've spoken about her so much that even like recording this video was just like, because I'm not as passionate, like because I'm not telling it as it happens type of situation. Yeah, that was basically my experience. with being friends with someone who secretly hated me, and was very much jealous of me and didn't want, not only jealous but territorial, overprotective, and basically didn't want anyone to think highly of me. So so that brings us to the end of this video. I definitely cannot talk and speak, and as a result I still have a full dish of dim sums and it's cold. So yeah, anyway guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and yeah, do like and subscribe, and don't forget to put on your post notification bell so that you don't miss any future uploads. I will not be disappearing on you guys. If anything, you will be seeing more of this face. Yeah, much love.